Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, the place where Eagles fans get the fastest, hottest, and most up-to-date news. If you bleed green, hit that subscribe button and fly high with us because this is where the real action happens. We've got a lot to discuss today, so let's dive right into it. Now, I've been hearing a lot of buzz lately, especially about A.J. Brown. A lot of people have been talking about his value to this team, especially considering his hamstring injury. You know, every time someone even hints at the idea of trading A.J., it sends chills down my spine. Why would we trade A.J. Brown and let him go shine somewhere else? He's exactly what we need here. I've heard many fans say, and I couldn't agree more. A.J. is a guy you build your offense around, and he's not just a wide receiver. He's a leader, both on and off the field. I remember talking to A.J. during the preseason when he was dealing with that hamstring injury. It wasn't an easy thing to come back from, but A.J. was always confident. He knew what he was facing and what it would take to maintain that injury through the season. It's not the kind of thing that just heals up and you move on. It's something that demands constant attention and rehabilitation. That's why he hasn't been playing in some games. But here's the thing. No one on the team is questioning A.J.'s impact. Not even Devon Smith, who is, let's face it, one of the brightest young stars in the league. Devon knows exactly what A.J. brings to the table. A.J. might be the quieter guy in the locker room, but when he speaks, people listen. It's not just what he says. It's the way he carries himself, the work ethic, and the example he sets. That's what makes A.J. a cornerstone of this team. And that's why, no matter how much noise people make about his potential departure, you can be sure A.J. is not going anywhere. There's always chatter about whether a player can be a distraction, whether his attitude or actions could be seen as a problem. And yes, A.J. Brown can be a bit of a character at times, maybe a bit of an annoyance, but nothing that would ever be enough to want to get rid of him. Why would you give away one of the best players on your roster, a player who's proven time and time again that he's one of the best in the game? It doesn't make sense. And for everyone who thought the Eagles could do just fine without him, like when we beat the Giants in that huge win, let me remind you, we put up 38 points. Imagine what we could have done with A.J. Brown in the game. We're talking about possibly putting up 50 points. A.J. is a game changer. He's dynamic. He opens up the offense, and he stretches defenses in ways that few players can. The guy is special, and the Eagles would be crazy to let him go. People are saying, oh, well, the Eagles can win without A.J. But you have to realize, when you take A.J. out of the equation, you're missing one of the best threats in the league. I know we've got a talented roster with guys like Devon Smith, who is stepping up and playing at a level most receivers can only dream of. But A.J. Brown brings something to the offense that can't be replaced. He's a physical force on the field, and he forces defenses to adjust. He commands attention, and that opens up the game for everyone else. So, no, A.J. Brown is not going anywhere. He's not just a player. He's the player you build your offense around. Now, some of you might be wondering, is A.J. frustrated? That's a tough one. I don't know. But what I do know is this. A.J. Brown has always been about business. He's been about winning, and his numbers speak for themselves. The Eagles are a different team with him in the lineup, and without him, I don't think we accomplish what we did in 2022 or even last season. So for those questioning his future, take a step back and look at what he's brought to this team. He's been integral in every big moment, and he's not going anywhere. In fact, the more we talk about his value to the team, the more clear it becomes. A.J. Brown is here to stay, and the Eagles are lucky to have him. Now let's shift gears a little and talk about another player who's making a name for himself. I want to highlight Maro Jumbo, a guy who's been flying under the radar, but is quietly having an exceptional season. Some of you might remember Milton Williams, and if you do, you know just how important he was to the defense. But the thing is, Maro Jumbo is stepping up and showing he might just be the replacement we needed. We've seen some impressive numbers from him, and when you compare his stats to Milton Williams' performance, the numbers speak for themselves. We're talking about 8 weeks into the season, and Maro's already matching up to Williams' production. The kid's got 3 sacks and 28 pressures on just 28 passing snaps. That's impressive. When you compare that to Milton Williams, who had 3.5 sacks and 25 pressures on 211 pass rush snaps, it's clear that Maro is doing just as much, if not more, with fewer opportunities. Now, the Eagles are going to have a tough decision on their hands with both Maro Jumbo and Jordan Davis playing at a high level. If you ask me, the the Eagles will probably lean towards Davis, given that he was a first-round pick with a higher ceiling. But don't sleep on Maro Jumbo. This guy's on his way up, and I'm telling you, he's about to make a name for himself in a big way. There's a good chance he'll get a massive payday in the near future, and the Eagles will have to decide whether they want to keep him around or let him go to the highest bidder. Either way, this kid is going to be a star in this league. I've been watching the recent draft picks, and a lot of them haven't even made it onto the field, but Maro Jumbo? He's a game changer. Keep your eyes on this kid. He's going to be a force. And speaking of forces, we can't forget about JADEVON Smith. This guy is a true star, and I've been watching him closely this season. He's one of those players who doesn't get the attention he deserves. But when you look at what he's doing on the field, it's clear JADEVON Smith is one of the best route runners in the league. I was watching his film on Twitter recently, and let me tell you, the guy is unstoppable. Sure, he was going up against some backup corners, but the way he was working them, man, it was like they were standing still. He's doing this to first-string corners too. And let's not forget, JADEVON Smith is currently in the top 6 in receiving yards, which is incredible. He's playing at a high level, and I wouldn't be surprised if he cracks the Pro Bowl this year. The thing about JADEVON is that he's not just about personal accolades. He's unselfish, and he wants to help the team win. But you can tell that he's hungry for more. He wants that Pro Bowl nod, and I think he deserves it. This kid is a beast, and he's showing the world what he can do. So, while we're talking about all these amazing players, we can't forget about Jalen Hurts. The guy has been on fire lately. I've been watching his progress, and he's taking his game to the next level. After his incredible performance last week, he was asked about it, and you know what he said? The best is yet to come. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Jalen Hurts has been playing at an MVP level this season, and if he keeps this up, he's going to be a serious contender for the award. Look at his numbers. He's up there in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and total touchdowns. He's keeping pace with some of the best quarterbacks in the league, and statistically, he's right there with Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. If Jalen Hurts continues this kind of play, he could be in the MVP conversation for real. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This kid is on a mission, and he's showing the world that he's here to stay. The Eagles have their quarterback, and his name is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, as we all know, has been on a tear this season, and it's not just his play on the field that's got everyone talking. His leadership, his determination, and his relentless work ethic are exactly what this team needs. He's always been the type to work in silence, letting his actions speak louder than words. After his perfect game last week, he followed it up with 4 touchdowns, matching his career high, and yet, he remains humble. When asked if he's playing his best ball, Jalen didn't claim to have reached the peak yet. He said, "The best is yet to come." And it's true. Jalen Hurts hasn't even scratched the surface of what he's capable of, and as Eagles fans, we're lucky to witness it all. His growth, his maturity, and his development as a quarterback are something that's truly special. And we're seeing it all unfold before our eyes. But even with Jalen Hurts playing at a high level, we all know it's not just about one player. It's about the entire team. The Eagles have been finding ways to win together, and that's what makes this squad so dangerous. The offensive line, for example, has been absolutely dominant. They've been giving Jalen the protection he needs to make plays, and they've been paving the way for the running game to thrive as well. Miles Sanders has been running with power and vision, and we've seen flashes of brilliance from the other backs, too. But even more impressive has been the defense. The Eagles' defense has been getting after the quarterback, creating turnovers, and making key stops when needed. This is a complete team, and it's a team that's not just playing to win games but to dominate. They've got the pieces in place, and with the leadership they have, they're only going to get better. Now, let's talk about the young stars on the defensive side of the ball. The Eagles have been developing talent, and it's starting to show. Jordan Davis has been everything the Eagles could have hoped for when they drafted him in the first round. He's been a disruptive force in the middle of the defensive line, clogging up running lanes and demanding double teams. But what's exciting is that we've seen other players step up alongside him. Fletcher Cox may be getting older, but he's still a force to be reckoned with. And then there's Haason Reddick, who's been nothing short of spectacular this season. The way he's been attacking quarterbacks from the edge has been a thing of beauty. He's one of those guys who can change the game in an instant. And the secondary, which has always been a key component of the Eagles' defense, has been playing lights out as well. Darius Slay continues to be one of the top corners in the league, and he's backed up by a deep group of talented safeties and corners that make it nearly impossible for opposing quarterbacks to find open windows. This defense is looking elite, and it's only going to get scarier as the season goes on. But let's not forget about the coaches. Nick Sirianni has proven that he's not just a great motivator, but a brilliant strategist. He's adapted his offensive schemes to fit the strengths of his players, particularly Jalen Hurts. The offensive play calling has been on point, and Sirianni has done a fantastic job of making in-game adjustments. The Eagles' offense has been one of the most dynamic in the league, and it's clear that Sirianni is just getting started. He's building something special in Philadelphia, and the future looks incredibly bright. Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator, has also been a key figure in the team's success. He's been aggressive with his game plans, always putting pressure on the opposing offense, and he's been able to maximize the potential of the players on that side of the ball. The way Gannon has designed the defensive schemes to complement the strengths of players like Davis, Slay, and Reddick is something to be admired. This coaching staff has been exceptional, and it's clear that they know how to get the best out of their players. As we look ahead to the second half of the season, there's a lot to be excited about. The Eagles are in a great position, and if they keep playing the way they've been playing, there's no reason they can't make a deep playoff run. The key for them is staying healthy and continuing to build on the momentum they've gained so far. But the road won't be easy. There are tough teams ahead, teams like the Cowboys, the Packers, and the 49ers, who all have playoff aspirations of their own. But with the way the Eagles are playing, it's hard not to be confident. This team has the talent, the leadership, and the drive to go all the way. They've been hitting on all cylinders, and if they can stay focused and execute the game plan, there's no reason why they can't take it all the way to the Super Bowl. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments, and let's talk birds. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that could shake up the league. The Philadelphia Eagles are reportedly closing in on a deal with defensive powerhouse JADEVEON CLOWNEY. Sources close to the team hint that the pass rush landscape in Philadelphia is about to undergo a seismic shift. For fans who've longed for a defensive edge, this could be the moment they've been waiting for. CLOWNEY, known for his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks and ability to disrupt offenses in the blink of an eye, has long been a coveted piece in the league. Eagles insiders suggest that the team's front office has been quietly working behind the scenes, weaving together a package that could bring the former first overall pick to Lincoln Financial Field. If the deal goes through, Philly's defensive line might instantly ascend to one of the most feared in football. The timing seems almost cinematic. With the Eagles eager to fortify a roster that has flirted with Super Bowl glory but never fully dominated on defense, CLOWNEY's arrival could be the final puzzle piece. Analysts are already speculating about how he would fit into the current scheme, envisioning relentless pressure on the quarterback and game-changing plays in the backfield. Imagine the nightmares offensive lines will face. CLOWNEY spinning off blocks, chasing elusive quarterbacks, and sacking the passer with a combination of size, speed, and sheer ferocity that few in the league can match. The rumor mill doesn't stop at speculation. Some insiders hint that CLOWNEY himself is intrigued by the idea of joining a team with championship aspirations and a fanbase hungry for defensive dominance. Philadelphia's locker room culture, combined with a coaching staff known for maximizing talent, could make the Eagles a tempting landing spot for a player of his caliber. While nothing is official, the buzz alone has sent fans into a frenzy. Social media timelines are already flooded with hypotheticals, mock lineups, and bold predictions. If the Eagles do pull this off, the NFC East could suddenly feel a lot more dangerous, and the rest of the league might be left scrambling to answer the challenge. For now, it's a tantalizing what-if scenario that has everyone watching Philly closely, waiting to see if the pass rush truly enters a whole new level. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.